Hi, my name is Jake, and I am a bookish drummer. So today my video is going to be my March book haul. Like any good respecting booktuber, I try not to buy too many books, but it doesn't last very long. So I bought a total of 12 books this month. And normally I only go for used books because they're cheaper, but I kind of splurged a little bit this month, and a lot of the books I bought brand new, which I normally don't do. So for the first book, I technically didn't buy it in March. I pre-ordered it, but it arrived in March, so might as well count it. And it's Stephen King's new book, Later. I already have a dedicated review for this on my channel. I really enjoyed it. It's really just good classic King telling a spooky story with great characters. 5 stars. These next 2 books I got from Book of the Month, and I'll be honest, I don't really remember what they're about. I have a clear case of book buying amnesia. But the first book is The Push, and the second book is Too Good to Be True. The only thing I can really tell just by like the covers alone, is that they're both thrillers. And usually when I'm buying Book of the Month books, that's usually what I tend to buy from them anyway. But it's good that I don't know a whole lot about what they're about, because that's how I like to go into thrillers anyway. So, yay me. This next book I bought off of Amazon, and it's just got an amazing premise. It's called The Chain. I'm going to be reading this book in April, and I am super pumped for it. The premise, like I said, is it's just crazy. It starts out with a girl being kidnapped, and then the mother of the daughter gets a call basically saying that we have your daughter, and unless you go kidnap a kid too, we're going to kill your daughter. And the title implies, you know, the chain. This has been going on for a long time. I'm just so curious to see how she gets out of it. Next book I got from Barnes & Noble, and it's a sci-fi book called A Memory Called Empire. I usually read more fantasy than sci-fi, but I'm trying to get more into sci-fi. I'm a huge fan of the Themis Files, but I really haven't read too much sci-fi in the past few years. But this one, a lot of people really enjoy, so I'm looking forward to it. This next book I actually just got at Second & Charles, like a few days, maybe a week ago, and I'm already like halfway through it. The Knife of Never Letting Go. I'm usually not big on young adult kind of books, but this one kind of piqued my interest, and like I said, I'm already halfway through it, and it's really good so far. More than likely I'm gonna get the rest of the trilogy and read it, because so far, like, it's really hard to stop reading. It's kind of very bingeable. These next books I also found at Second & Charles, and I was very pleasantly surprised. It's a bunch of old paperback copies of A Song of Ice and Fire. Got the first 4 books and very classic covers. For those who don't know, A Song of Ice and Fire is my favorite fantasy series of all time, and I have a lot of different editions, and when I found these, I had to get them, because normally if I see like 1 or 2, I'm like, I don't know, am I ever going to find the rest? But they were just all there, so I just snagged them up. So here's the front cover of A Game of Thrones. Very cool looking. We've got A Clash of Kings. Also very cool looking. We got my favorite book of all time, A Storm of Swords. And then we've got A Feast for Crows. And I don't think that they have an older edition of Dance with Dragons. I only think there's just 1 copy, and I already have it. So yeah, that was probably my favorite find in the month of March. I'm so glad I bought these. last 2 books for the month I actually just got today in the mail. They're both pretty short fantasy books that I got relatively cheap, even though they're brand new. Got The Queen of Blood, and I got The Goblin Emperor. I've heard good things about both of these books, but I wasn't really planning on picking them up, but then I saw on Amazon that they were both each like $6 brand new, so I was like, might as well get them. And I believe this is a standalone, a fantasy standalone. Not 100% sure, but either way, I do need to start reading some more standalones, because a lot of the times I start a series and don't finish it, and I have just a ton of series to finish. And then, speaking of, this is the first book in a trilogy, but luckily, even though it's fantasy, all the books are super short, so if I do end up liking this, then I can just easily burn through the series. So those were all the books I bought in March, which most of them I probably shouldn't have, but whatever. But anyway, let me know down in the comments below what you guys ended up buying this month. And of course, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a terrific day.